Hello students, in this particular video I'm going to explain you chapter 14 of class 5th. The name of the chapter is Great People Who Inspire Us. Okay, so definitely you can read the names of these: Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi, Rabindranath Tagore, Karl Marx. So these are such leaders which are not between us right now, but they are always will be in our heart, right? So let's study about these people, that what they have done and what they have sacrificed for our life. Okay, so first of all, these are such people who have sacrificed everything. Okay, they have sacrificed their life as well for us. Okay, they only know how to give but don't know how to take. Okay, they have give up their comfort and happiness for the others. So let's study that what are the challenges and what sacrifices they have actually faced for us. So the first person between us, we have Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so Abraham Lincoln was born in 1809 in poor family. He was very poor in America family, so he did not even have money to study. Okay, so he was studied by his mother at home only. He studied very hard and became a lawyer. Okay, and he was very wise, so people called him a honest Abe because of his very honesty. Okay, he was elected as the president of USA in 1860. He fought against slavery. Okay, slavery is now abolished, but earlier it was a heavily amount of practiced, which was very common in those days. Okay, especially in the southern states of America. Okay, but in northern states, people knew that slavery is wrong, so they were against the southern person's thought about slavery. Okay, so American both men, women and children who were from Africa to work on their field. That means from Africa these persons came to do the work of slavery. They were treated brutally, harshly. People treat them. Okay, people trade for those who do the kind of job which is called slavery. People in northern states were against slavery. Okay, different opinions resulted in civil war between northern states and southern states, but Abraham Lincoln won the civil war and maintained the balance between the northern and southern states people, and develop a new kind of thinking which is against the slavery. Okay, he made the slavery illegal, and Abraham Lincoln was second time elected as president of the United States of America. Okay, some people were against his policies. Not everyone is in favor of you. Some people were definitely against of this, and due to which in 1865, when he was watching a movie with his families, his death was mourned over the world. Okay, but Lincoln has become immortal with his greatest sacrifice towards us. Clear? Next we have Mahatma Gandhi. I'm sure you would know him. Okay, so Gandhiji was born on 2nd October in 1969 at the village of Porbandar in Gujarat. Okay, his birthday was celebrated as Gandhi Jayanti on 2nd October. Clear? Gandhi got primary education in Porbandar and went to England for higher educations. He studied law in England and became a barrister. Okay, he was a barrister, so he knew what right and wrong and his capability to fight against these. He started practice in Mumbai High Court. After some time, he went to South Africa for a case, and there he faced that in Africa, race discrimination is highly rising. People of white colors are facing brutally treating brutally to black or dark skinned peoples. Okay, so he fought against it and raised voice against it. Okay, that means in Africa, he worked to fight against the race discrimination. Okay, he started fighting a peaceful battle against this equality which was happening in Africa. Okay, he believed that all humans being equal and had a right to live with dignity. Okay, everyone has right to live with dignity. So he asked people to fight peacefully against the British rule. He preached non-violence and non-cooperation. Okay, so they're talking about India. Okay, now this was he did in Africa, but now in India when he came, then he was shocked at how Britishers are doing a brutal and unwanted treatment with Indians. Okay, so he fought against this as well. Okay, so he was a great believer of satyagraha. Okay, satyagraha is something which believes in non-violence. Okay, so he was a great believer of non-violence and non-cooperation. So okay, he returned to India in 1915 to fought against Britishers and make India free. He was shocked to see conditions of Indians. Okay, he called for Quiet India movement. Okay, where he practiced satyagraha and tried to maintain peace between Britishers and Indians. He was again a war without violence. Use of Britishers products was banned. Okay, so how they were fighting with Britishers, he was not he convinced Indians to not use Britishers products. Okay, non-violence marches, that means no non-violence would be not violence would be created. Everything he did, it wasn't in violence, without violence. Adopted and non-cooperation made it difficult for the British to rule. Clear? So in the end, British had to accept moral defeat and give independence of India to 15 August 1947. That means with his practices of satyagraha. Okay, so many changes came definitely in between. You will study about these in higher classes, but right now you understand that he practiced non-violence and cooperation between peoples. Okay, and later definitely he became independent from Britishers on 15 August 1947. Clear? Now some of Mahatma Gandhi views were not acceptable. Again, that was happened in the case of Abraham Lincoln. So he was also again some things that he is favoring the Muslims a lot, and that's why Pakistan country was established. And with this ideology of some peoples, he was assassinated by the person Nathuram Godse, okay, on 13th January 1948. Okay, now Mahatma Gandhi has served his country and mankind all his life. We all know this. We all have seen his sacrifice and efforts. He remembered all over the world as one of the greatest leader of modern times. He was called Mahatma, and we remember him with the name of Bapu, who is the father of the nation. Okay, he is known for the father of the nation. Next person we have Karl Marx. You have read about the industrial revolution and mass production, right? So there are, industries peoples, okay, who are the capitalists, who are the rich persons, do very brutal treatment with the workers, okay, definitely do not care about workers. They only have matter with their own profit, with their own with their own profit, and how they can earn huge profit and more, and so they did not do a good treatment with the workers. So Karl Marx was a person who stood against this. Okay, so he was concerned with their into capitalists also, they were concerned with their own profits only. They did not take care of their workers. The workers led a miserable life, very miserable, sad life they were living. So it was during this period when Karl Marx came forward in his support of the workers. Okay, so students, you don't just have to read about these people. Okay, you have to implement these things in your real life as well. You have to learn that Karl Marx, there were so many workers who were facing this discrimination, who were facing this wrong thing. They knew that capitalists are treating bad with us. Okay, so but only Karl Marx stood and fought against it. So you have to become such a student who have to raise voice against bad things. Okay, now let's start further. Karl Marx was born in Germany 1818 in a very rich family. That means he belongs to a very rich family. He and his friend Friedrich Engels advised the workers to unite and fight against the capitalists. Okay, so he helped the workers to fight against them, and they all became united. Karl Marx came up with the idea that the workers should have a share in the ownership and profit of the factories. He, along with Friedrich Engels, published the ideas in a famous book, the Communist Manifesto. Clear? Karl Marx also wrote a book, Das Kapital. So he wrote so many books and published to spread his ideas about equality, about not having discrimination between societies. Okay, so in these books he advocated the ideas of equality. Mainly the rich of people of Germany, France and Belgium were upset with his ideas. Karl Marx left Germany and went to England at the end, because the rich peoples of Germany, France and Belgium were upset with the ideas of Karl Marx. Okay, so here he kept on spreading his ideas till he died in 1883. So his entire life was devoted in spreading the message of equality, and he also raised voice against it. Okay, when he saw the discrimination between workers and capitalists. Now we have Vladimir Lenin. Okay, so Vladimir Lenin followed the idea of Karl Marx. He was inspired by him. At the time, Russia was ruled by Khazars. Khazars was the one who treated brutally, okay, who treated the people badly. In 1917, there was a revolution in Russia where Khazars was removed, okay, and he became the leader. Who? Lenin. Okay, Vladimir Lenin became the leader, and Khazars were removed after this revolution. He formed a new government and brought many changes. Okay, who talked about equality and a peace and a everyone has right to live with dignity. So he talked about all these important factors. His ideas spread to entire country. Now we have Rabindranath Tagore. I'm sure you already know him. He wrote our anthem. Okay. Now Rabindranath Tagore was a great poet, writer, musician, and philosopher. He was born in 1861 in Calcutta, which is now known as Kolkata. His parents were Rabindranath Tagore and Sarada Devi. Clear? Young Tagore was popularly called Ravi. Okay, he was popularly known by Ravi when he was young. Okay, music was an important part of the Tagore family. Ravi too liked poetry and music. We can also see this thing when he wrote for India. He wrote his first poem, Banfool, when he was just 15 years old. That means he started writing and in a very young age. It was later published in a magazine, his Banfool poem. Okay, Rabindranath had a keen interest in folk arts of Bengal. He used it in many songs. Jan Gan Man of National Anthem has composed of Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, which we can see his influence. Rabindranath Sangeet, the music of Tagore, is very popular even today. We definitely sung this. It is sung and enjoyed by people all over the world. Tagore wrote nearly 50 books and more than 3,000 poems. That means he really had a keen interest in writing. He awarded Nobel Prize for the literature in 1913 for his book Gitanjali. His Gitanjali book was very famous and he got Nobel Prize for this. Okay, this is important to remember. He was also honored by the English government for his work. By the English government, he was honored. However, he returned this honor in protest against the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Okay, this is important to note that because English persons did but what is Jallianwala Bagh movement? Okay, this is a very harsh movement. Okay, when Britishers burned so many Indians openly. Okay, in a Jallianwala Bagh movement. Okay, when the persons along with Mahatma Gandhi were protesting against Britishers. So at the time when those peoples who were doing non-violence and raising voice against Britishers, then at that time they attended that Jallianwala Bagh. But there were very common peoples were also came, but Britishers burned all of them openly. So this was a kind of incident which was very harsh in entire India. Okay, so he returned his honor because Jallianwala Bagh massacre was done by English government. Clear? Rabindranath believed that education was the only means through which India could progress. That means education is key to progress our country, India. He founded a school at Shanti Niketan in West Bengal in 1901. It is now known as Vishwa Bharati University. Clear? Tagore devoted a great deal of his time to his school. He lived that till he passed away in 1941. Okay. So we have studied how these reformers sacrificed for our country. I hope you understood the chapter. Thank you.